book that I don't know about the regular audiobook, but I know there's a version with John F. Kennedy Jr. reading it from the late 90s. And so here is my own version of the audiobook. I found the book online. Oh, I have to record the audio. So I'll open the voice recorder. I can't think of what to say, how to introduce the book other than the preface. Profiles in Courage. Forward. As John Bright once said, men are not great statesmen merely because they happen to have held great offices. They must present better titled deeds to eminence, of which courage is one. Senator Kennedy treats of a special kind of courage, the moral courage of a parliamentary leader who, in behalf of principle, confronts the passion of colleagues, constituents, and a majority of the general public. His examples, chosen from the history of the American Congress and mainly the Senate, are striking, varied, and memorable. He puts into his narration a fine mastery of the psychology of the different periods described, as well as the facts in each drama. And he makes his whole book so absorbing that most readers will race through it, fully comprehending it at the end, the lesson in civic virtue which it enforces. Indeed, this volume teaches so much in history, in practical politics, and in sound morals, all bound together, that it constitutes a real public service. Courage, as Senator Kennedy explains in his first chapter, is a diamond with many facets, and it owes much to its setting. It is not always a simple trait, for motivations are often complex. And in the rough and tumble of political life, with its heavy pressures, its demand for honest compromise, and its constant presentation of second-best choices, courage can seldom be manifested in simple ways. The right course is not always clear. These are the days of special perplexity and depression, wrote Grover Cleveland in 1894, and the path of public duty is usually rugged. Perplexity, that is a word which many a true statesman would echo. Even Washington, even Lincoln, were not always sure in just what direction their courage should be directed. Greeley wished Lincoln to be courageous about emancipation, for example, at a time when such intrepidity would have been decidedly premature. So much depends in measuring courage, as well as other political virtues, upon the point of view. When Richard Bland of Free Silver fame once exploded in the House, a propos, A-P-R-O-P-O-S, what is that? Of opposition measures of uncommon hardihood and nerve. This is downright filibustering, the Republican leader Thomas B. Reed retorted. Downright? You mean upright? One great merit of this volume is that its instances of courage are all true, clear, and in the last analysis, constructive. His heroes, John Quincy Adams, Webster, Houston, Ross of Kansas, George Norris, all exercise their courage in a noble way for large ends. A considerable ingredient of courage is necessarily bound up in the nature of fanatics, like the Northern abolitionists and the Southern fire eaters in days before the Civil War. This is not the type of courage we can greatly admire. The The distinction between true courage and fanatic courage was well implied in George Frisbee Hoar's H-O-A-R, George Frisbee Hoar's characterization of Charles Sumner, who professed to subject every measure to the test of moral law. Where duty seemed to Sumner to utter its high commands, he could see no obstacle in hostile majorities and no restraint in the limitations of a hostile constitution. What is the use of courage that flouts the Constitution? Another false kind of courage is that which springs from a hopelessly erratic temperament. John Randolph of Roanoke showed great bravery in opposing the War of 1812. He was dauntless always, brilliant often, but he was so fretful, unreasonable, abusive, and wrong-headed that his courage ran to waste. Equally unimpressive is the courage of the inveterate objector. Senator George Edmunds of Vermont was such a man. It was said that if he was the only person in the world, George would object to everything that Edmunds proposed. I think that's about 5 minutes. Yeah, that's 4 minutes, 45 seconds. So that's just part one. It has to be in 5-minute increments. And this is, I gotta save the file. It's the scene. The, Los Santos Police Department. I got a song. Well, I had a song playing. Thought to myself, where is my song that's supposed to be playing? Ahoy, there's my song.
From the San Andreas, from CJ from Grove Street, land of the heinous gangbangers in cold heat. At Los Santos, neighbors get all the smoke, beefing with everybody competing, even Big Sweet. Get the flag for the strap, that's what's good. Here we go again, South Central Firewood. All you gotta do is follow the train, they'll say the truth out here. Putting suckers on impossible missions, twisted predicaments, hostile polices. 10 penny in Pulaski, Vataski. With community outreach and crashed my house party last week. Cause Andreas is full of gangsters, mad dog. The answer to language for gangbangers, stay bad dog. From the San Andreas, from CJ from Grove Street, land of the heinous gangbangers in cold heat. At Los Santos, neighbors get all the smoke, beefing with everybody competing, even Big Sweet. Get the flag for the strap, that's what's good. Here we go again, South Central Firewood. All you gotta do is follow the train, they'll say the truth out here. Putting suckers on impossible missions, twisted predicaments, hostile polices. 10 penny in Pulaski, Vataski. With community outreach and crashed my house party last week. Cause Andreas is full of gangsters, mad dog. The answer to language for gangbangers, stay bad dog. From the San Andreas, from CJ from Grove Street, land of the heinous gangbangers in cold heat. At Los Santos, neighbors get all the